Welcome to another exciting edition of Break Fake Rules. This is our little show where we talk about the rules that we follow that may not work in our favor. Sometimes you need to break them. Most of the time they're fake. And if you break a fake rule, you might actually get more social change. And I am really excited to have Joan Williams with us today. Joan has really, I would say, kind of rocked my world. It's is the phrase. But in a way, I think I was open to it. So let me just give a little background. A friend of the show, Carmen Rojas at Marguerite Casey Foundation, sent me a text. And on the text, it was just the cover of your book, which is
Outclassed, How the Left Lost the Working Class and How to Win Them Back.
So I get this cover of Outclassed with an exclamation point, which meant, I think you need to read this. And I'll tell you the reason I'm interested, and I hope anyone listening today is interested, is that we have been following a set of assumptions, and you might even call somewhat of a script in who we fund, what we see bringing social change. And for some of us, I won't speak for everyone, but for some of us, the election of 2024 had some results that were really discouraging. Constituencies that we thought were drawn to the things we were doing actually went the other way in large numbers. So let me start with that question because that's a little bit cryptic. What am I talking about? I'll turn it to you, Joan. What is it that we saw happen in 2024 that you saw coming many years before?
I did see it coming, alas. The research shows that the group that has swung to the far right is a very specific group. It is people in blue, pink, and routine white-collar jobs who feel that they might not hold on to them, and they might be seeing the end of the American dream. And it's not only, this group is fueling the far right, not only in the U.S., actually, Glenn, it's also the same group that's fueling the far right in Europe.
It's a global experience.
It's a global phenomenon, yeah. And the reason that these folks feel that they're why do they feel so angry, first of all? They're angry because they've really been gutted economically. In the United States, and actually this is true in other advanced industrialized democracies, you used to be able to work hard and Dad would go to work, Mom would stay home, you'd get the house, the car, the washing machine. And in the decades after World War II in the United States, over 90% of Americans earned more than their parents. But for the generation born in 1980, only half will. And again, this is a worldwide phenomenon. There's a famous, it's an economic, it's kind of a wonky thing called the elephant curve. And what the elephant curve shows is that globalization was totally awesome. It lifted millions of people out of poverty. But in the people who paid the price and whose economic prospects were dimmed by globalization were these middle status voters in advanced industrialized democracies who are now veering towards the far right. And so the very simple answer is, why are these people so angry? They're really angry because they've seen the vanishing of the American dream. And you and I were just talking about that Wall Street Journal poll, right?
So the Wall Street Journal poll has something it puts it right out there for us. 30% of Americans still believe there is something called the American dream. 30%.
That if you work hard, you can get ahead.
Yeah.
That is, no wonder people are angry. And
so when I think about, what I led here with was this thought, we have a lot of assumptions. Some might even say fake rules about what progressives should fund. I hope that doesn't upset anyone when I say that, but it could be true. What did we get wrong? I want to make sure people are properly compensated for the hard work they put in.
Sure.
What was I missing?
Well,
I know that's a big question.
Yeah,
so
no, you
break that down how you'd like to.
Yeah. One thing I want to just take a
Sure.
step back in that in 2016, we all told ourselves this was just white people.
Yeah.
And one of the things that so shocked us progressives
Yeah.
about 2024 is like it's not just white people.
And there it is. Yeah.
Now, important to say that people of color vote Democratic far greater proportions
Yeah.
than white people do. But Trump actually won among Latinos, among Latino men.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a sharp shift to the right also among black men.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of this, it doesn't mean race is unimportant. Race is always important. I mean,
Yeah.
I've worked on DEI issues for 15 years. Believe me, race is always important.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean class isn't important.
Right.
Class is also important. Non-college people of color have veered away from Democrats by over 30 points since 2012. And that's not all that's going on when we talk about these economic issues. Young people have veered away by 14 points. And you saw in the 2024 election, you also saw a really shocking, for Democrats, proportion of the young voting for the far right. So, what have we been doing wrong? And, I always say, I go on Fox News and I introduce myself as a San Francisco progressive. I am the most trite San Francisco. I've been working on DEI for the last 10 years, right? I am who I am. I own that. What have we been doing wrong? One of the ways of explaining it is, that lawn sign of like, in this house we
Yes.
believe.
Yes.
Black Lives Matter, women's rights
Right.
are human rights, no human being is illegal. Who's left out? People disadvantaged by class.
Mm-hmm.
And so during just this neoliberal period, especially from the 1990s to now, when the middle class has gotten gutted,
Yeah.
our attention has been elsewhere. And, I really care about race and I care about immigrants and I care about all of that. But to focus on those specific groups and leave out the one major vector of social inequality, class, you just put a target on the backs of immigrants and all the groups that we care about.
Thank you for tuning in to Break Fake Rules. Subscribe to the Stupski Foundation YouTube channel to watch videos of each episode and join the conversation with me on LinkedIn.